If you don't masturbate when you're old, the shocking truth about your health over 60. Let's cut through the noise for a moment, just you and me. I'm Dr. Jonathan Prescott, 30-plus years in men's health, thousands of patients. And if there's one thing I've learned, it's this. What men stop doing after 60 often matters more than what they keep doing. Now, I'm gonna say something that might make a few guys uncomfortable, and that's okay. But we're men, and men deserve the truth. So let me ask you, have you stopped taking care of yourself in that private way? I'm talking about self-stimulation, masturbation. Most men after 60 just stop. Not because they have to, but because no one ever told them why it still matters. One of my patients, George, 71, former firefighter, real tough guy, sat in my office last year. He said, "Doc, I don't feel like myself anymore. I'm not depressed, but something's off." His testosterone levels tanked. His prostate congested and inflamed. And he hadn't had any solo activity in years. Turns out George wasn't alone. Harvard Health Publishing has published extensively on how regular sexual activity, including solo activity, helps maintain healthy hormone levels in older men. And in a 2021 study in the Journal of Sexual Medicine, researchers found that men who remained sexually active, whether with a partner or through self-stimulation, had better testosterone profiles, improved mood, and fewer prostate-related symptoms compared to those who didn't. Cleveland Clinic also notes that regular ejaculation may help reduce the risk of prostate congestion and discomfort, something they describe as a contributor to chronic pelvic pain in older men. So no, this isn't about pleasure or ego. It's about your health, about circulation, hormonal balance, mental clarity, and keeping your system running the way it was designed to. This is your body, your well-being, your right to stay connected to who you are, physically, emotionally, even spiritually. And today, I want to walk you through exactly what happens, step by step, when you stop this natural process, and what you can do to stay strong, sharp, and fully you. You ready? Let's begin.
Testosterone production drops. Let me ask you a straight-up question. Have you ever felt like your energy just disappeared? Not tired like after mowing the lawn. I'm talking about that low flame inside, the part of you that used to drive you, ground you, make you feel like a man. That feeling? 9 times out of 10, it's testosterone. Here's what most guys don't realize. After 60, your body naturally starts slowing down testosterone production. And if you stop all forms of sexual activity, including solo activity, that drop hits even harder. I've had guys come in saying, "Doc, I used to wake up ready to go, mentally, physically. Now, I just drift." One of them, Raymond, 68, used to be a trucker, built tough. He said, "I thought feeling dull was just part of getting old, but it's like I lost my edge, you know?" We tested his blood. His free testosterone was 178 ng/dl, way below the normal range. What changed? He hadn't been intimate with himself or anyone for over 4 years. His lifestyle hadn't changed, but his hormones had. Now here's the science. According to Harvard Medical School, testosterone is linked directly to brain sharpness, muscle strength, bone health, and even mood stability. And in a 2021 clinical study published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism, Researchers found that men who reported zero sexual activity had significantly lower testosterone levels than those with regular release, even through self-stimulation. It's not just about sex. It's about circulation, hormonal feedback, and neurological signaling. When your body goes too long without activating those pathways, it starts to downregulate. In plain English, use it or lose it. This doesn't mean you need to be chasing something every night, but your body depends on that natural hormonal rhythm, and solo self-care is one way to keep it steady. And don't forget, low testosterone doesn't just mean low energy. It's tied to depression, loss of motivation, even heart health. So if you've been feeling flat lately, emotionally, mentally, physically, it might not be just getting older. It might be your body asking for a little attention from you. Up next, I'll show you what happens when this drop in testosterone starts to affect blood flow, and how that leads directly to the next big problem: loss of penile function. Stay with me, this next part's important.
Loss of penile function. Now here's where it gets more personal, where testosterone isn't just a number on a lab report. See, when testosterone stays low for too long and you're not stimulating blood flow down there, you start losing function. Not overnight, but gradually, silently. Let me tell you about Alan. He was 65 when he came in, fit, clean diet, no major heart problems. But he said, "Doc, I just can't get it to work like it used to. It's like I'm disconnected." Now listen, that kind of thing doesn't just happen because of age. When there's no regular circulation to the penile tissue, oxygen delivery drops. And here's the kicker. The body starts breaking down those smooth muscles and replacing them with scar-like fibrotic tissue. Translation? Less elasticity, less response, less life. This is backed by research from the Cleveland Clinic and the American Urological Association. One study found that men over 60 who went long periods without erections or stimulation, even during sleep, showed marked decline in erectile tissue quality compared to men who remained sexually or manually active. That blood flow? It's not just about performance, it's about preservation. The penis isn't like a switch, it's more like a muscle. And just like your legs shrink when you stop using them, so does your function down there. Now I know some guys watching this are thinking, well, what's the point? I'm retired, my wife passed, I don't date anymore. And I hear you, but this isn't about having a partner. This is about you and your health. Keeping that system alive through even just occasional self-care can preserve function, prevent tissue loss, and maintain confidence. It's not vanity, it's vascular health. It's not lust, it's longevity. And when you lose that function, it doesn't just affect your body, it affects your sense of self. So don't give it up, not because you need to be sexual, but because you deserve to stay whole. In the next section, we'll talk about something men rarely link to this, but absolutely should: emotional and intimacy decline. Because what's happening down there affects what's happening up here. Stick around, this gets deeper. Emotional and intimacy decline. Let me ask you something real. When was the last time you felt truly connected? Not just to someone else, but to yourself. I've seen it over and over. Guys who used to feel confident, grounded, even playful, slowly start to withdraw. They become quieter, numb. Not depressed exactly, but not fully alive either. I had a patient, Mr. Daniels, 74, retired engineer. He'd lost his wife 6 years earlier. Still active, still healthy. But he came in and said something I'll never forget. He looked down and said, "Doc, I feel like I've faded." He wasn't just talking about intimacy. He was talking about identity. Because here's the truth most people won't say out loud. Your sense of intimacy, of touch, of pleasure, of ownership over your body is tied deeply to your emotional health. According to the National Institute on Aging, men who remain sexually active, partnered or solo, report higher life satisfaction, lower rates of anxiety, and better self-image. And in a study published in the Archives of Sexual Behavior, men over 60 who engaged in regular private intimacy scored higher on emotional resilience and social confidence than those who didn't. Why? Because it's not just about sex. It's about touch, connection, feeling something real in a world that sometimes feels like it's passing us by. When men cut off that part of themselves, especially after loss or retirement, they often unknowingly start closing off emotionally. The spark fades, the laughter softens. Even relationships with kids, grandkids, or friends feel distant. But when men keep that channel open, even privately, it reminds them, I'm still here, I still matter. I still feel. This isn't about chasing desire. It's about staying human. So if you felt emotionally flat, disconnected, or less like yourself lately, don't ignore it. It might be your body telling you that you've gone too long without intimacy, not with someone else, but with yourself. In the next part, we'll dive into a physical consequence that most men don't even know exists until it hits them hard. Prostate congestion and pain. Trust me, this one's worth sticking around for. A vital part of you. You know, growing older isn't about giving up parts of yourself. It's about learning which parts are still worth fighting for. And I'll say this again, as your doctor and as your friend. That part of you that you've maybe pushed aside, that quiet, private part you stopped tending to, it's not gone. It's just been waiting for you to come back. See, your body doesn't want perfection. It just wants participation. It wants you to stay connected, to stay present. And honestly, to not give up on the little things that once made you feel alive, even if they feel awkward to talk about now. This isn't about ego, it's about vitality. And the men who honor that connection, who stay in touch with their body, their feelings, their rhythm, those are the men who age with strength, with dignity, with clarity. So, if this conversation hit home for you today, don't brush it off. Reflect, reconnect, and maybe, just maybe, start showing up for yourself again in a way you haven't in a long time. And listen, these are the kinds of truths we talk about on this channel, because no one else is saying it, and you deserve to hear it. So, if you haven't already, hit subscribe, leave me a comment, and share this with another man who might need it. We've got more coming about aging, energy, hormones, mindset, the real stuff, the stuff that matters. Until next time, take care of your body, take care of your mind, and never forget, you're not done yet.